It may come as a surprise to you when I say we can get rid of any flu like symptom arising from bacterial or virus infection, including COVID 19, within 10 minutes. I would like to share with you a gift that I received while I was meditating in solitude for 53 days. Ever since then, I have been defending myself successfully by engaging myself the way we used to breathe when we were babies. And within 10 minutes, if I have had any flu like symptom, I get rid of it within 10 minutes. So can you, just by resorting back to how we used to breathe when we were babies. Because that is the natural way to breathe, that is the only way to breathe, and that is the proper way to breathe. To defend ourselves from any incoming bacterial or virus infection from outside. It is a very powerful practice that was given to us by nature to defend us. So, just resorting back to how we were breathing when we were babies, the first thing that you can notice with babies is that when they are around us, we can hear them breathing. But when we observe ourselves, we can't even hear ourselves breathing. So if you re-engage yourself to breathe the way that you used to breathe when you were a baby by increasing the volume of oxygen that we take in and increase the volume of carbon dioxide that we push out, you will find your health improves immensely, almost instantly. Because we are so used to being sick all the time, we learn to perceive that that is part of our nature. It is not so. Part of our nature is these virus and bacterial infection should not even cause any disturbance to us because they are coming in to take habitat. There are trillions of them already inside. But when our defense mechanism is compromised, it is not carrying out the process at the very early stages. If you can at least re engage yourself with deep breathing, first thing in the morning for 10 minutes, and then throughout the day, just keep checking and re engage yourself for at least few cycles of deep breathing. You will find the health improves immensely. That's another thing that we do not do that we used to do when we were babies is expanding the abdomen and contracting the abdomen effectively and efficiently, increasing the pump action to support the lungs to take in adequate amount of oxygen and expel carbon dioxide properly. Same thing with deep breathing. It allows us to take in adequate amount of oxygen and expel carbon dioxide properly. These two are so essential. So when you are breathing in and hearing yourself breathing in, expand your abdomen from below the navel point all the way up to the chest, like the baby does. And when you are breathing out, begin to contract the abdomen from below the chest all the way down below the navel point as you are contracting. And at the very end, a little push, just completing the expulsion of carbon dioxide. Again, you expand the abdomen when you are breathing in all the way up to the chest. And as you are contracting, breathe out and contract all the way down below the navel point and just a gentle push by pulling the abdomen in completely. A gentle, very gentle push. Even if you don't do that push, it's okay. So while you are hearing the breath is coming in and going out, also expanding the abdomen when you are inhaling and contracting the abdomen when you are exhaling. Two important processes. The respiratory mechanism is not complete without these two are involved. It's highly compromised. So when we have a compromised respiratory mechanism, directly affect our general health and our defense mechanism. You just retake the breath in your hand, you retake the health in your hand, and your defense mechanism in your hand. You'll find within 10 minutes, magic disappears. Because that's how powerful our defense force is. Just give its weapon in its hand, it will take care of the rest. That is the oxygen and clean environment, unpolluted environment. And then if you can, please include one more thing, very essential, and I find it very helpful. But if you can't, it's okay. A third element is when you are breathing in, imagine you are breathing in through the navel point. And when you are breathing out through the navel point. And then imagine you're going up 1 inch and you're breathing in through that point. And then you're breathing out through the same point, 1 inch above the navel point, and come up another inch. And then do the same thing. And then coming up all the way to the forehead, inch by inch, imagining that you're breathing in and breathing out through that point, and then coming up to the crown, back to the neck, and all the way down below the spine, and come back to the front, and inch by inch come up all the way to the navel point. One cycle. Very powerful. Because even though you are not exactly drawing in and drawing out the air through those points, but when you are doing it, you could find that you are exerting a pressure, a specified pressure on those points. When the mind is attending to central part of the body, it has a very profound effect. Along with the breath, as we properly breathe in and out. Just resort back to, especially during this time, while we are all struggling, and you have plenty of time, resort back to how we used to breathe and defend ourselves when we were babies, and improve our immune system to a very optimum level. Because COVID-19 is proven to be defeated by many people. There are a lot of people who don't even show any symptoms. And there are a lot of people show only mild symptoms. And if we don't know who is going to affect and who is not going to affect, so if we all can resort back to how we used to defend ourselves, and then we can see ourselves how quickly our health improves, especially if we have any flu-like symptoms, disappears melts away. That's how powerful our defense system is. Everything that exists outside is inferior. But when we compromise our breath, we compromise our defense mechanism, so they become weaker than the weakest enemy. Empower them with your breath and abdominal movement. They both, abdominal movement is the pump action that help the lungs to take in adequate amount of oxygen and expel carbon dioxide properly. And then the deep breathing help us breathe in adequate amount of oxygen the body needs and then push out as much as carbon dioxide as possible, ensuring a clean and unpolluted environment for our cells and our defense force within us, and highly oxygenated cells and defense force can only result in great health and an optimum defense mechanism. I thank you so much for your time. I hope that this way of breathing will help you like it has helped me not to go through all these treacherous symptoms anymore in my life. And may God bless you with good health and peace of mind.